Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion, and today we're going to carry on with our Siege of Mirkwood, and we are in the Dourstocks today. So if I just reactivate my UI, so we're in this second region over to the north. So we did briefly dip our toes into here as part of the epic story earlier, where we left Mazog shackled up in the basement of this inn that's further ahead down the road. But the first place we're being vectored to is a place called Laurelin, which is, unsurprisingly, where one of these elves is called Laurelin. There he is, the one sitting down here, looking a bit grumpy. And he's going to send us on our first little tour of quest of this region. So if we just hand
How can I be of service? Will you lend me your ear?
And the elves are very loud at the minute. Let's turn them down. Otherwise they could be getting a bit shouty. Right, so a cloud of bats.
Stay a moment.
Atacop.
Mind my words, traveller.
Muzzling the pack.
Mind my words, traveller.
So we've got 4 quests in total. So we need to defeat goblin deserters, and they should be pretty much all around us at the moment. Defeat bats at Audaghaim, which I believe is a cave to the north. Defeat Lehendiel at the Dreadweaver's lair, and some other ancillary spiders. And then defeat Blackmore, who is a wolf, and defeat a load of other wolves. So it's basically clean up all the nasty stuff that lives in the neighbourhood. So there's a goblin deserter down there. To the west of where we are at the moment is a goblin camp, which we will be vectored to at some point. I think that's the follow-up to killing all the deserters. So we've got one Dark Rage wolf. But yeah, these guys have like run away from the camp, and they're going to start saying stuff as to why they've ran away. So this guy's screaming at me, "You can't make me go back. I will not suffer the dead men." So there's obviously some shenanigans going on in this camp. Don't need the nervous goblin or the Frimhon guard. We just have to find some other deserters around outside the camp. Can we get the Palpatine fingers? Not quite enough to kill him though. But there'll be quite a few mobs in the hills around here, so let's go to the cave because that's the place we need to go next. Burgle Stags, that's the camp name. We've just accidentally triggered it. So if we run up here, Frimon Handler has got a load of bat friends. Hello, you're hiding behind a tree, but somehow I didn't trigger you. I'm not going to complain. Bat, I believe I need you. Yeah, we need 10 bats. This is going to take a while. Yeah, I think with the amount of trash mobs that I need to kill, I might kill a few of them off camera and just try and find the boss mobs, if you will. Where are we going? Further up the hill. And then if we come around here on the left, it should go downstairs. There's a wolf right in front of me. If memory serves me right, I think this canyon down here is one of the bits that leads off into the Dannenglor skirmish. If it's the passageway I'm thinking it is. So yeah, we can come down here, Audaghaim. And if we go deep enough, we should run into something a bit nasty. There we go. Karcharan. Big ass bat. So splat him. Thou shalt squirm before the eye. I shall feast upon thy flesh, elf. It's literally a giant vampire bat. Okay, we shall blind him with our lightning. Lightning's good against flying types. It is known. There we go. Collect the stolen satchel. Just one of the other objectives. And now we just need to finish off killing the rest of the bats. No, this cave goes around the back of the Orking camp, and it kind of sneaks around here and then back into the camp, but we don't really need to worry about that too much. So what do we need? We need the other 2 creatures. So we need the spider boss and we need the wolf boss. So if we mount up, so the spider boss is down here, and the wolf boss is down there on the eastern side. If I find any along the way, I will kill some extra stuff just to pad the numbers a bit. One of the things we'll be doing as well later in this session, probably once we get back to the Haunted Inn, is we need to pick up the epic story which involves doing the skirmishes. So at this point, if you haven't done any skirmishes to date, which you might have if you've done the Moria ones, because they're the first skirmishes which are required as part of the epic story. Although those were not added originally with Moria, those came much later when they decided to revamp part of Moria, and they made those Book 5 skirmishes part of the skirmish system, because previously they were quest instances. Not really much has changed in them overall, besides the fact obviously you get all the usual skirmish mobs show up, whereas before it would have been like generic trash orcs running in the room. But the mechanics of the instance was pretty much the same. You'd have to like defend both sides, so it kind of made it ripe for converting into skirmishes. But back when skirmishes first came out, this was the first time we ever had a skirmish. So if you haven't done your skirmish intro at the moment, you have to go visit any skirmish camp anywhere in Middle-earth. So there's one outside the south of Bree, there's one outside of Forin's Hall, there's one at Rivendell. You know, all the major camps should have one somewhere. And speak to the skirmish captain there. He'll have a quest for you, and you do like a quick little instance, just to introduce you to the basic mechanics. Then you have to do a second one afterwards, just to teach you a few more mechanics. And then after that, you can pretty much do whatever skirmishes you have unlocked at that point. So they normally unlock 1 or 2 new skirmishes, like about every 5 levels, starting with level 20. So level 20, I think you can get the 2 Bree skirmishes. But as you start leveling through the game, you get some that unlock by level, like every 5 levels or so. Some of them you may need to buy to unlock them, because they're premium only skirmishes. Some of them get unlocked when you reach certain parts of the epic story. Some of them, as I say, are just unlocked purely by levels. So this Dannenglor one that we'll be doing a bit later is one of the ones that's gated by the epic, so you have to get up to that point before you can do that one. And that one's actually a offensive skirmish, so you have to like go and capture all the control points as opposed to defending and protecting the NPCs. And personally, I prefer the offensive skirmishes. They're a bit more fun and interesting, whereas the defensive ones tend to get a bit more boring because you're kind of standing around defending the same parts of the landscape over and over. But Dannenglor's not too bad. It can be quite interesting, especially in the raid as well. It's quite good for leveling as well if you're that kind of individual, like most of us tend to be when we get into a raid of any kind of description. Even the ones which should probably be a bit more sensible. Okay, so killed a spider. We've got the Spider Slayer deed procced up, which is where I'm going in a minute. So slightly southeast. But the problem is, because as well as getting the boss mobs, the whole of this part of Mirkwood, the Dourstocks, is full of all the trash mobs I'm in, so it's always showing me up as being in the region I need to go to. I can't just turn on the quest tracker. But you should be up on this hill over here. I know it's pretty dark. Well, it has actually gone to night time, so before I started recording it was daytime. But to be honest, daytime in Mirkwood is really not that much brighter. So, as I said while doing the Mirkwood recording, you know, people kind of hated the fact that Mirkwood is really dark. I mean, it's completely canon. I mean, granted, you probably should have more tree density and stuff like that, but that would be like pretty hardcore for walking around if there's trees absolutely everywhere. And some parts later in the game are quite dense on trees, and they're a pain in the arse, quite frankly. Where are we going? So we need to go east. So it's probably on this hill over here then. But I believe he's literally just got a den at the top of the hill. I might need to press something to summon him or something like that. There we go. Another bat. Kill you. See if I can run along at the same time. Yeah, I won't profess to have the best rotations on Runekeeper. It's not one of my main classes. I'll just casually press buttons. I'm probably really inefficiently use skills. I can use Epic Inclusion there. There we go. Oh, that's juicy. 4.5k. Beautiful. That had both the buffs stacked and ready to proc. And crit they did, so that was very nice. Yeah, at some point in Mirkwood I will change over to being a fire Runekeeper. So maybe once I reach like the middle with the capital city, Emindum, maybe after that I'll switch to fire. just so you guys can kind of see the difference between the fire style of play and the lightning style of play. There's not much point doing landscape in a purely heal build, but once we get onto the Mirkwood instance cluster, I'll probably end up doing a bit of the instances in healing mode. We'll see how that goes. I might be a bit unprepared for healing a 6-man instance with Runekeeper. I'm probably quite out of practice. I don't think I've done any Runekeeper healing since they reworked how it worked, so it could be quite fun. Or a pain in the arse for anyone who's trying to get heals off me and then they spontaneously die because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But we'll see. But for landscape questing, there's not really much point being in the heal traits because, you know, I'm not going to have some of the extra damage buttons, and what damage buttons I do have is not going to do too much. So fire or lightning, whichever you prefer, is the best for landscape. So we've just killed Blackmore. Kill this wolf as well, and that takes me up to... Actually no, I've killed enough. I don't need to kill that guy. But he dropped a loot box, so it was worth it. 3 more bats. Well, you're one of them, sir. That's a wolf. We need to go back for the spiders. If we start heading westwards again on the map, and we should find more of those guys. I'm trying to think what all the deeds give. I believe Mirkwood spiders is agility. Set rewards. So yeah, strongholds gives valor, wisdom, idealism. Same for the wilds of Mirkwood. That's a wolf. Don't want to trigger that. Beast Slayer is agility. Orc and Uruk Slayer is compassion. Spider Slayer is tolerance. And Wolf Slayer is empathy. So there's some nice deeds that you could probably do if you need to bump up your virtue levels a bit. Bat, I need you. Actually, I only need 5 of the little spiders. That's a bit easier, rather than having to go tend these guys. Right, at some point I'm probably going to end up falling in a massive hole because I'm not really watching where I'm going. And the spiders live in a little valley. Big crit! Bang! 4.5k, nice. Where are we going? No. I'm slightly off in the wrong direction. Kill you. Some more bats. I need 1 more bat. Let's go pull everything, sod it. 1 bat. I don't need a bonus spider, so there she is down there, big ass spider. If you have arachnophobia or don't like big spiders, I apologise. Oh, I've got bad experiences with large spiders recently. I went away for the weekend a couple of weeks ago. I was staying at this like lodge in the countryside, and I'm probably going to end up dying while telling this story because I'm not paying much attention. And then like one night I was just you know, gonna chill out, go to bed. I was lying in bed, saw this like black splodge up near the ceiling, and I'm just like, I know exactly what that is. Bear in mind I normally like wear glasses and that, so I can't see the spider in HD, which is probably for the best because it was so bloody huge. I knew exactly what the splodge was, and it's just like, oh shit, do not want. Yeah, I've got to deal with this now. It's like 1 AM. There's this like spider that's like the size of my palm. Well, probably not quite literally the size of my palm. It was a big ass fucking spider for England, put it that way. So yeah, I had to deal with that, and then, you know, finally went to bed. It's like, you know, can get relaxed. And then the next day, I was like jokingly going, you know, we better not have a big spider in here again tonight. There was a big spider in there that night, and in fact there was 2 of the bastards. So, and by killing one of them, it scared the other one, and it scuttled somewhere, and we didn't know where the hell it went. So that was fun. It's one of those like big, like meaty spiders, like these bastards, where you can kind of see all the joints move, and it's just like, bleh. I mean, little spiders, not really an issue, but you know, when they're big enough that you can kind of like see the size of their knee joints, and probably see their eyes if you had a look close at him, and you know, he's like half an inch off the floor or whatever because he's so massive. That's not nice. You don't want to find that in your bedroom. That's unpleasant. So what do we need then? We need 2 more goblin deserters. So we need to get ourselves out of this valley. We're probably going to end up pulling a lot of stuff on the way, but it will probably lose aggro before we get where we're going. providing it doesn't dismount us. So those guys are all kind of on the hills around Edgehead Mofflin, so there's this like red area on the map there. I don't think there's too many of them really, so I don't know whether somebody else might be killing them, but you have to kind of look behind all the trees. There's one over there beyond the rock. There's two actually, fantastic. Pool number 1, pool number 2, that's actually 3 in a row, there we go. 4, Jesus Christ. AoE, EMP blast, there we go, stun you. Let's see if we can build up both buffs for the second one. Finish him off in epic style. There we go, right. And get a big crit. Only 3.2 there because I didn't quite have the forward tuning well. Right, mount up. Where are we going? Slightly over the left. So if we hand in all these quests, we'll get some various follow-ups.
What can I do for you? Megovanen, what can I do for you?
One of the things I don't think I've mentioned actually is that
What
a lot
do
of
you
the
need?
quests for this region, they're going to give you Meledrian bronze feathers as the currency. And there is something else. I don't know whether it's... I don't want to say silver leaves or something because I'm probably going to end up confusing it with the Galedrium tokens. Or did they remove them? I don't know. We'll find out when we get to the later regions. I think there's like some repeatables that might have something else.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
So Shadow on the Camp. Uncover the mystery at Dourstocks. So let's accept that. That's the only quest we've got. So we need to go and investigate what the hell's going on. Do we just run straight in? No, we don't need. We need to gather information from nervous goblins. However, he also warned you to avoid being seen by the guards of the goblin camp. So we need to find a nervous one. I think we just kill the nervous one. As long as we don't get seen by the ones that have the From Hall name tag or something. Let's find out. Well, it hasn't failed the quest, so I think we kill him and get some notes on his corpse or something. Crit! Bang! Death is better than Burgle Staz! We've found a deserter's note, so we need to take that back to this guy. Can we read the note? No, it's not something we've actually got in our inventories. And I'm kind of going off in the wrong direction. Let's get that loot box out of my loot before it times out. So, speak to Mofflin.
How can I be of
this
service?
note is written in their foulback speech, but I know somewhat of it. Interesting. The goblins have stolen an idol from the haunted ruins. It is no wonder that they are terrified. I dare not consider the horrors they have unleashed. So hand that in.
Mind my words, traveller.
We're going to get some follow-up quests now to go in the camp. So we need to destroy the idol of the Necromancer.
Will you lend me your
Which
ear?
at this point we know that the Necromancer is Sauron. Or was Sauron back in the day, because he's since, long since gone by the Necromancer tag, and he's reclaimed Mordor and is openly letting everyone know who the hell he is and what he's up to. I need to defeat Talentum at Burglestad, so I believe he's the leader. So if we just come down this hill, we can probably sneak past a lot of these guys. Oh, I've pulled something. I'm falling down the cliff now. Okay, let's fight and kill you. Dead men don't belong here, says the nervous goblin, who's so nervous he's decided to attack me. Take his mind off all the troubles he's having right now. Oh, he resisted the final hit. Damn it. Backed into something else. Well, we'll fight you as well. Kind of going up there into that camp on the westernmost slope. Kind of wary of moving a bit too much, because there is a lot of guys wandering around here. So if we sneak around here, I think one of the things is down there and the boss is in this bit, so I'm probably going to end up pulling him while going around the corner. Yeah. Alright. I'll go back into something else now. I think he's on the wall. Oh, he's hiding behind the wall. So yeah, there's Talentum there. Now, if I can just keep myself in combat at the end of this, kill him. Fire everything. Bang! Oh, that's a crap crit. Now he's probably going to absolutely crap on me. Does quite a bit of damage as well. There we go. Nice big heal. 2k actually out of that sustaining bolt. It's very nice for sustaining you as a lightning monkey, but there's not really much room to run around here. I think I'm catching myself in line of sight a bit as well. There we go. That was a pretty nice hit. That's high 39,000 was that? Right. I think I can jump over this wall. There we go. And this is the idol. So there is Grishbagud, who is defending it. We shall murder him. You will not stop me. You're not the first orc to say that. Yeah, let's stun you to interrupt you. There we go. Shocking touch. Okay, he's dead. Interact with that, and we can destroy the idol. Condemned villagers have appeared. So we're going to learn a bit more about what was going on, basically. The whole Sauron the Necromancer and all that. Kind of get a bit of backstory. But the whole region that we're currently in the process of exploring as part of this expansion is specifically, as the... well, it doesn't say on here. If we zoom out, does it say Southern Mirkwood? There we do. We're not in Northern Mirkwood, which is where Thranduil and the whole of the woodland realm, and Thranduil's halls and all that. That's up in Northern Mirkwood, which we haven't got in game yet, but hopefully we might do someday. We'll see. But Southern Mirkwood is the area that's got Dol Guldur, the fortress in, so we will end up going there and doing stuff there once we get a bit deeper in the region. That's kind of like the final area, basically. Not too much to do there landscape quest wise. There's a couple of bits, but most of the stuff is to do with the instances and the story. So it's
What
Hanny's
can I
in.
do for you?
What do you need?